This is Eric Swindle, and this is my reflection for Module 2. Describe your thoughts after watching the video about how the internet has driven change from the lecture from Professor Wesch. Um, what were the primary messages from the video lecture? Did I relate to any of those messages? I fully believe that the internet is changing every day. Like he said, it's changing every 6 months, a whole new type of internet processing unit comes up to where people are getting new upgrades, new websites, new gaming systems, everything like that. So for internet to be used in a classroom as a future teacher is definitely a must, because you're teaching kids to try to keep up with society. And it'll be hard because, like he says in the video, it's ever changing. Every day, new stuff comes out. Every 6 months, something new's coming out. So as a future teacher, it's definitely going to be hard to keep up. But I think it's definitely important for teachers to at least try. Describe the podcast. I listened to actually a couple, one of them being a TED Talk. I can't remember her name, but she was talking about why school should be started later for teenagers. She goes on by saying that she's a sleep researcher, and that waking kids up, teenagers up before their biological clock tells them to wake up, is depriving them of sleep needed to be able to learn better, to hold information in their brains better, because their brains aren't so tired, or they're not jolty, like waking up like in an instant. They're slowly waking up and slowly getting ready for the day, instead of just boom and getting ready and trying to hold all that information from what they're learning in schools. The Web 1.0 technologies are important, such as podcasting and blogging and wikis and stuff. I think they're really important for schools. It gives more of an opinion for students to go out and research their own. If they feel the need to, whether it's an assignment or not, they can go and search up educational podcasts or blogs that they can read from other people who obviously have different opinions, rather than their teacher they're listening to, or even their own. I don't believe social networking applications should be used in any kind of classroom environment. I actually wrote a paper last year about the disadvantages of it and how distracting it is for children nowadays who only live on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I do see a learning advantage to maybe YouTube, but I think that would be it, because you can use certain videos on YouTube, like how-tos and stuff like that, that might be a little bit educational, but kids nowadays are more caught up on what's going on in Facebook, what's going on Twitter, what's going on all their social media accounts, than what they actually are learning in school. I think that the downfall of having education be on computers, even in high schools and as young as junior highs. I know my junior high here in town has iPads, all the way for fourth graders has iPads, and third graders are using desktops. So it's definitely making it harder for kids to focus when they have their own computer that they can secretly get on Facebook or secretly get on Twitter, and instead of paying attention to what they need to, they're getting on social media, and they're losing hours and hours a day of actual learning that they can be getting done by just scrolling through Facebook. Also, even after school, for doing homework, they'd rather be on Facebook or Twitter than to even think about trying to do homework. Their grades are getting lower and lower. My cloud-based bookmarking tool I used was Digo. I think that's how you pronounce it. After using it, I really liked it, because it's a thing that you can share, even as a future educator. It's a website you can share with your students that you can bookmark important lessons that they can watch, such as a podcast such as TED Talk, or the other one I listened to was, I think it was called Blog Talk Radio. So it's something that you can save all the things that you think are useful. that the kids could have access to if needed, to work on assignments or just to have fun and read, or watch, and read if they're blogs or wikis, stuff like that, for their future education, whether it's an assignment or not. Thank you.